Hi skiers, I'm Jeff from SkiEssentials.com. Welcome to our Top 5 Fridays ski industry news videos. Before we get into the news, thank you to anyone that commented and voted on the final 3 photos in the February Ski Happy Photo Contest. That's the winner that you guys selected, guys and girls, I should say. I'm pretty sure that's a girl in the photo. So yeah, thanks to everyone who participated, either through entering a photo or voting on your favorite out of the top 3. We've contacted the winner. I'm contacting the 10 runner-up photos right after I film and get this up. So pretty exciting. Keep your eyes out for some news on what's going to happen in March. We should have some information on that by, say, February, by, say, Wednesday of next week. Couple other small just pieces of news. We recently printed or made these Ski Essentials beanies. Pretty cool. They're pretty basic. You know, they just have a Ski Essentials logo on the tag. You can wear it folded or as like a floppy style hat. A little warm in here to wear a beanie, so I thought I would just show them off. I'll leave a link in the description to where you can buy one of those if you're interested. Kind of on a random topic or something similar, we also just picked up a bunch of discounted clothing from Flylo. Flylo makes really, really nice stuff. We've been carrying it for a few years now. Anytime we're able to pick up a bunch of stuff at a discount and then give it to you guys at a discount, we jump on that opportunity. So I actually bought this for myself yesterday. I love it. It's like an insulated flannel. So check that out if you're interested. And with that, I think we can get straight into the news. So start with some ski racing FIS recap news as we usually do. It was kind of quieter than last Friday. You know, last Friday we had all the world champ or all the Cortina news to go over. We did get another women's downhill race and a Super G in the past week, as well as 2 men's giant slalom races. You know, we've been talking a lot about Breezy Johnson, even like the potential for her to win the overall. Unfortunately, she was a DNF in that downhill, which I haven't checked the math, but I would think that really hurts her chances of that happening, if it doesn't make it impossible. Isabella Wright finished 14th in that race, which was really cool to see. That was her first ever top 15 finish. And then what was also nice to see was Breezy Johnson kind of picked herself back up and finished 10th in that Super G, which happened to be her best ever Super G finish. So yeah, continues to ski really well. It's going to be really interesting to see how she skis in the next couple of years and going forward. Could definitely make some moves on the FIS circuit for sure. Pretty quiet for the U.S. team on the men's side of things. River Radamus was 14th in the first of the 2 giant slalom races. That's kind of the only like notable news to report on. Coming up, the women are headed to Slovakia for a slalom and a giant slalom races, and then the men are headed to Austria for 2 downhill and a Super G stop. So should be pretty exciting. It'll be interesting to see Michaela in the slalom. And yeah, lots more ski racing to look forward to. The season's not over quite yet. Second topic of the week. In fact, the first 3 topics today are kind of ski racing heavy. The Boston Globe has an article that highlights Ryan Cochran-Siegle and the Cochran family in general. We've talked about the Cochrans quite a bit in these top five Fridays videos, as well as in the written article. Cochran ski area is only about half an hour from here. It's a really, really cool place. It's a tiny hill, like really, really tiny hill. I should have looked up the vertical drop before I started filming, but I did not. They only have a rope tow. It's really only like 2 trails, or like 2.5, I guess, maybe. But that tiny little hill has resulted in a ton of high-level ski racers. The first 4 Cochrane kids who actually grew up skiing at that location, all of them represented the United States in the Olympics, with Barbara Ann Cochran winning gold in slalom in 1972. Since then, 6 more members of the Cochran family have made their way onto the U.S. ski team. So they talk about Ryan and they talk about the whole family and the ski area. Pretty interesting read. Ryan, we talked about his mindset going into the season, that he was just going to let it all hang out there. The article goes through his success, ultimately his crash, which thankfully wasn't as bad as it could have been. Going to be really interesting to see Ryan continue racing and the rest of the Cochran family. And if you ever are in northern Vermont, try and take the time to go ski there, because it's a pretty cool experience. Very, very family oriented. And gosh, there's something to be said about being on your skis 100% of the time. Like at a typical resort or typical ski area, you're on the chairlift more than you're actually skiing. But with a rope tow and the speed of the Cochran's rope tow, you're literally never leaving your skis. You're always skiing, whether it's being dragged by a rope or skiing down, and the amount of laps you can get in is crazy. I skied in a photo or film shoot there. They built like one of the only jumps they've ever had at Cochran's, and it was just super fun, just jumping right back on the rope tow and getting back up to the top really, really, really quickly. That's ultimately a big reason why so many really good ski racers come out of there, is you just get lap after lap after lap after lap, which is really cool. Third topic of the week, this is kind of piggybacking off some stuff that we've been talking about a lot recently. The U.S. Ski and Snowboard Team announced a 4-year partnership with the National Brotherhood of Skiers. We've been talking a lot about, kind of the racial inequalities in the sport of skiing and getting it out to a more diverse audience. I think that's something that skiing has struggled with historically or traditionally. We have actually been talking about this quite a bit. So kind of the goal of this is to introduce the sport to more people, as we've been talking about, like integrating some black skiers into marketing material and stuff like that, and also providing more support and creating a more established pipeline for black athletes to ultimately make it onto the U.S. Ski and Snowboard Team. So really, really cool to see. I think it's a huge step forward in that area. I'm really excited to see what comes out of this and what changes they make and just all the benefits of a partnership like this is going to be pretty cool to see. Fourth topic of the week, and kind of like somewhat moving into the edits of the week with the fourth topic of the week, there's a new documentary called Ski Bum that chronicles the life and legacy of Warren Miller. Now, everybody knows Warren Miller. You guys all know Warren Miller. We all know his films. I think like every skier in this, take multiple generations, but like mash them all into like one generation of all of us right now. We've pretty much all heard of and have been influenced by his movies. Now this documentary kind of focuses on the fact that his life wasn't exactly as rosy as it was kind of portrayed through the films, or as an outsider might perceive it to be. A lot of challenges, when you're this committed to your art, you're making sacrifices in other parts of your life. Being intentionally vague here because I do encourage you guys to watch this. If you don't have time to watch the whole thing, Outside Online did do a nice written kind of recap summary of it, but it didn't go into everything in the film. And we'll leave a link. There's actually a number of different ways to watch it. You do have to pay, but it's always nice to support filmmakers like this, because this, I'm sure, was a pretty big project. So I actually haven't watched it myself. I read the Outside Online recap, and I'm really looking forward to watching it, but I didn't even know it existed until a few hours ago. So that'll be really entertaining to watch, and maybe kind of eye-opening too into what it actually took for him to accomplish what he did. And then finally, we have our edits of the week. first edit of the week is the full broadcast of the X Games Real Ski competition. So last week we announced that those edits were up and encouraged you guys to go vote. This is, I think it's about 45 minutes long. I kind of clicked through it. It's presented very well because you can easily get to different skiers if you only want to watch certain things. So this was pretty cool. There's a lot of behind the scenes footage in it if you're interested in like what it takes for the athletes and the filmmakers to get these things accomplished. And then we also have results too, and they show like the little medal ceremonies, which is just Tom Wallish like bringing them their medals. But yeah, really cool. I thought it was pretty interesting, and I think it's great that X Games put so much effort into even having the real ski competition. You know, it's kind of going against traditional X Games stuff, and I think it's great. Second edit of the week is RCFS 3 from Will Wesson and the Line Crew. As you probably expect, if you're familiar with Will Wesson, it's just an insane amount of crazy rail shots. Apparently Will can now, what did he do? He did like 360 on, pretzel 540 out, or maybe switch 180 on. Anyways, crazy. Will's getting really good at 50-50s, clearly. And yeah, if you're into that kind of stuff, definitely take a look if you haven't seen it already. It has been out for a few days now. And then third edit of the week is from Alta Ski Area. It's called The Farmer. It highlights a awesome guy in, I think, his early 70s, if I remember correctly, who is legendary in the Alta area for living a simplistic lifestyle that allows him to ski like pretty much as possible. I just thought it had a really feel-good vibe, told a really good story. The guy's a really good skier, and The Farmer kind of refers to snow farming, and there's some just really, really cool shots of him farming his turns out there, and like really maximizing the amount of turns he can get in fresh, untouched powder, which is pretty cool. So that's it for Top 5 Fridays this week. Just another reminder, keep an eye out next week for more info on what's going to happen for a contest in March. And yeah, we will see you guys out there on the slopes. Hope you guys get to ski this weekend. It should be pretty fun. We're supposed to have some sun here in Stowe, and actually we're going to have some warmer weather next week, which is a little, you know, I don't know, glass half full, glass half empty situation, however you want to look at it. It'll hurt the snowpack a little, but it'll be nice to kind of get some spring-like skiing in. So yeah, hopefully you're able to get out on the slopes this weekend, and maybe we'll see you out there.